Good morning. This will be short and sweet because I have to run in and clock in and get dressed and all that for work. But one thing today the topic is not normalizing toxicity, unhappiness, and shit. I forgot the destruction. I used the last word correctly, but let's say destruction, because all that does is correlate. All that does relate to each other. All that does match with each other. When you are unhappy, you destroy relationships, you destroy your friendships. When you are toxic, you create other toxicities. Even as a parent, you can toxify your kids. You can toxify your kids. You are broken, you are unhappy, you are miserable. It can move over to your kids, and they're gonna know and feel and treat other people the same way you treat them, or the same way you act or treat others, and they watch and learn from you. I'm tired of parents telling me, you didn't learn that from me, you learned that from somebody else. Who was I around most of my life? That's what another thing our parents need to ask. Who was we around most of our lives? Who do we go after, or who do we follow after, or who not even look up to? Just naturally have it, because that's what we have been around, taught, absorbed, the whole nine. So if I have a toxic parent, 9 times out of 10, I may be a toxic kid. If I have an insecure parent, I'm going to be an insecure kid. So then where do we learn our positivity from? Where do we run off to feel protected? Where do we sit and say, you know what, this is going to be my clique right here? Where can we even make good decisions if we have parents that make bad decisions constantly, over and over? They sit here and say, oh yeah, I don't have friends because their fault. But when you really look at your parent, you sure it's the friend's fault, or is it your parents' fault? Like, there are some unhappy parents, and we know this from years and years and years, and toxicity after toxicity, and we just constantly throw it in our kids' faces too. No. Break it somewhere. Yeah, my dad, my mom, okay, but what are you going to do? Even if you don't have kids, what are you going to do with your friends? What are you going to do in your relationships? Are you going to do the same stuff? You see it's not working with them, so what make you think it's going to work for you? Like, what you going to do? It's just crazy stuff. It's crazy stuff, and I'm going to constantly keep talking about it. I'm going to constantly keep pointing it out to people. This is why they don't want to be bothered by you. This is why you can't be tagging along. Shit, people 70, 80 years old still ain't getting it. Why they don't want to hang with me? Maybe because this, not. And they, no. It's just too hard to believe. But you guys have a blessed one. Thanks for the rant.